to the 2023 IPPE exhibitor webinar. My name is Nate Morris. I'm Executive Vice President of Expo for U.S. Poultry and Egg Association. I can't believe it's already October. We are 98 days from the first move-in day, 104 days from the opening of day one of IPPE 2023 on January 24th. Plans are in high gear here to bring what we feel like will be a close to normal IPPE. We are hearing excitement across the industry and expecting strong participation of exhibitors and attendees. We currently have 1,050 exhibitors to 520,000 square feet of exhibit space, only 10,000 square feet left. We expect we'll pick up even more exhibitors. If you have any friends that want to get a spot, if they want to pay us at the door, we'll let them in if they're ready. So we're looking forward to it. I want to thank you all as exhibitors, whether you're a first-time exhibitor or a 65 years or more exhibitor at IPPE. Thank you for participating in our annual industry event, and we look forward to it. I want to remind you that IPPE is an integration of 3 shows: the International Meat Expo, sponsored by the North American Meat Institute; the International Feed Expo, sponsored by American Feed Industry Association; and the International Poultry Expo, sponsored by U.S. Poultry and Egg Association. This January, U.S. Poultry is celebrating the 75th edition of IPE, the International Poultry Expo, and the 75th year since the formation of our association. So look for some anniversary activities happening on the floor and help us celebrate our 75th year. So on behalf of the 3 associations, I again want to say thank you. The webinar is being recorded and it will be available for review on the IPPE Expo website. We will have presentations from most of our vendors who provide services for your exhibiting experience and help us create an engaging experience for attendees. As we go through these presentations, please type your questions in the Q&A box as it is indicated here on this opening screen. We will address the questions at the end of each presentation as time allows. If we are unable to answer all the questions, we will reply to each person. We are tracking the questions asked and they will be answered or addressed. Or if you want to call Ann up, she'll be glad to help you with any pressing issues that you may have. So we will go ahead and get started this morning, and I will call on Trent Hoffman from Map Your Show. Trent, take it away.
Awesome, thank you. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Most of you probably know, but I have worked with you guys in the past. But with Map Your Show, we do the online directory, we do the floor plan, the mobile app, and as the show planners that the attendees are going to be using. So I'm just going to kind of show you what's important, what you guys need to do to get your profiles set up, and basically the best practices so that you are seen before attendees actually get to the show. So next slide, please. This just kind of reiterates what I said before about the attendees becoming prepared. A majority of them, they know why they're at the show. They do their pre-show planning. The directory helps them do that so that you guys are found. You'll see here 94% of the attendees engage in pre-planning efforts. So that's, kind of going through that directory, doing their searches, figuring out who they want to see before they actually get on site. And then the other thing that we found is more than half the exhibitors don't complete their listings, so they're not found. So again, we're just trying to help you guys get your listing set up correctly so that you're found on the directory, which kind of leads me into the next slide. So as you'll see here, the design is actually new for 2023. It's actually a lot prettier. We've updated some stuff with our graphics team. So this is just where the attendees are going to be sent to. And really, this is the only way that they're going to learn which exhibitors are at the show and what you guys are doing. So you'll see there's the keyword search there at the top. It's kind of hard to see, but that is the main way that they'll search through this, along with the category searches. So that's why it's important to get your company description set up, get your categories picked, because if they type something in within that keyword search, you guys will pop up if it matches in your description. Same with the categories. So you'll see there's different ways to kind of navigate through this. This is where they're going to be adding you guys to their show planners, and on site as well. They're going to be using the mobile app to kind of look through again, using the floor plan. So this is really where the focus will be. So the next slide, please. And this shows you just last year's usage. So as you can see, there's plenty of traffic that comes through this. I'm not going to read off all these numbers to you. You guys can see these right here. But the big thing is the users, the leads, and then the mobile app downloads. So there's almost 5,000 people downloading the app and using it and searching through this. A little over 11,000 leads are also generated. So that does come into play when you guys are getting your profile set up. So next page will show us what a basic listing looks like. Everybody is going to get one of these. Obviously, your company name is going to be there. A new feature that we've added is the ability for you guys to put your logos in. In the searches, the logo will show next to your name, and it'll make you guys stand out more compared to companies that don't have a logo uploaded. So you want to be sure to get those in there. Again, general contact info is going to be listed. Your booth number will be there too. That will link to the actual floor plan. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, the description and the categories. Those are the main two ways that you guys are found. So within your descriptions, be sure that you're adding keywords in there that kind of show, or that you want to be tagged by, basically. So an attendee types something in, hopefully that you have that in your description, make you guys pop up, if that makes sense. Basically, search engine optimization within this. Same with the categories. You'll be able to click through. I think you get 10 categories to pick from. So you'll want to be in as many of those as you can, because again, that's another way you'll be found. Couple other things that you'll be able to add: show specials. This is if you guys are doing anything at your booth. Discount, giveaway, basically a way to promote foot traffic to get people to come by at the show. You'll be able to put, products, technology, stuff like that in there. So that's really a basic listing. And then we can move on to the next slide. And so this exhibitor dashboard, I can send any of you guys that, if you need this, this is basically your one-stop shop for anything that you guys are going to need for the show. There is a bunch of different tiles that are helpful. Just kind of going down this checklist here. The track your stats, this is a way for you to kind of view and see how many people are actively viewing your guys' page. And that'll kind of give you an idea on how well your keywords and your categories are set up. It'll show you your views. It'll show you your clicks, which are people clicking on your website link. And then also the leads that have come in from people adding you to their show planners. So just kind of going through the checklist, this kind of breaks down everything you need to get your basic profile set up. Again, uploading your description, your categories, getting your logo in there. There's also going to be tiles for on-site marketing and promotions. I believe Chris handles a majority of that, but there will be a section in your dashboard for that. Another big one is uploading your insurance certificate. I think they're going to touch on this later, but this is where you will upload that. You'll need that for your booth. And then the other important, obviously, housing and registration, getting your team registered, anybody that's going to be on site with you guys, and then obviously any hotel information if you guys want to lock in any early birds or show rates for those. The other thing, payments and invoices, if you guys have anything due, it'll be shown in your dashboard as well. So again, basically your one-stop shop for the show. So that'll be next slide, please. This is the upgrades for your online listings. A lot of you guys probably do these already, but this just kind of reiterates what's included. These are basically add-ons to your standard listing. Platinum and Diamonds. Platinum is kind of the one step up from standard. This allows you guys to actually access the name, email, and company name of any attendee that adds or favorites your online profile. So that's where the lead access comes into play. And then also it allows you to put in any images, of your products onto your online listing. And then there's also some other features, the virtual business cards. This is a way for you guys to actually put in a contact, and attendees can actually send a direct message to whoever you put in there. So it's another way to kind of connect and network before people actually get to the show. And then again, as I mentioned, the show specials, you get more of those, the collateral pieces, which is just any sort of PDF or Word documents that you guys might want to add. And then there's also a way for you to advertise if you guys are going to be doing any live demos or anything like any demonstrations on a product. There's a way for you to promote that as part of that platinum upgrade too. So the big difference between platinum and diamond, diamond will actually give you priority placement within searches. So that's really where these stats on the left come into play. You see that huge jump in views. That's because you're getting pulled to the top of any search list. So that's just something to consider if you guys are looking to stand out on top of any other exhibitors in your guys' categories or those keyword searches. But again, those are listed there. And that kind of leads me into the next page. If you guys want to connect with me, you can definitely reach out. We can kind of go through this stuff one-on-one. That's why I'm here. We can go over those upgrades if you guys want to. I usually try and send out a mass email to say, hey, let's get your profile set up. Let's go through these upgrades. If you guys have questions, I'm here to help. So if you want, you can send me an email. We can answer any questions now, or you can wait to see that email come through from me, and then we can get something set up. But that's really all I had. Hopefully that helped you guys out a bit. Pretty quick, straightforward, and we'll open it up to questions if you have them now. If not, we'll move on to the next vendor.
Thank you, Trent. We have two questions. They're just general questions. If you have anything specific, I'll answer these. This presentation will be available online probably by the 1st of next week. And the presentation itself will be available for upload beginning the 1st of next week. We won't be sending it out, but it'll be on the website, so you can go to the website and download this presentation. I do want one follow-up with even with Trent. I think our exhibitors do an excellent job on filling out categories. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes, but just keep in mind that company description is that 10-second elevator pitch. Sometimes we see people what they put in their description is they're here to have leads and take customers to dinner. Well, that doesn't tell them. That's what that's for, is for the audience to see what your company does. So just keep that in mind. Where do you get it? Your exhibitors sign in. Ann, you want to address that real quick?
Yes, you can email me, Ann Sculthorpe. I am the exhibit manager. Email me, call me. I'll be more than happy to send that to you.
All right, so we're going to go on to our next presenter, which is Scott Crawford with Back Your Show.
GES.
All right, GES.
Thanks, Gwen. Well, good morning, everybody. Once again, Scott Crawford with GES. GES is the official service contractor for the IPPE show, and we look forward to servicing all of you this coming January. Next slide. So I wanted to walk you through kind of some important things to consider as you're starting to plan your exhibit experience for the IPPE show. I'm going to walk you through the online exhibitor manual. I'll discuss a little bit about our National Service Center. I'll cover some important dates, some on-site exhibitor services, such as our new texting program, talk about some exclusive services along with products and services, and just some general trade show tips and safety considerations. Next slide. So just getting started, once your goals and objectives are determined, you'll really want to decide what type of exhibit you will want to use. Now, for the IPPE show, if you're in an inline booth, GES provides 8-foot tall black back wall drape and 3-foot high black side rail drape, along with a company ID sign. The rest is really up to you. Exhibit space is just that, space. one of the most important decisions that you'll have to make is how you're going to utilize that valuable real estate. Some key factors to keep in mind are, your booth size, budget, type of merchandise or equipment, functionality, graphics, electrical, furniture. All those things should be considered just to really ensure a great show. Once again, GES is the official service contractor. All vendors identified in the exhibitor manual are known as official contractors. They're easy to work with because all of us have a full service offering at the show. So please look for a preferred vendor for IPPE logo and make sure you're working with one of those organizations. EACs, so any provider other than those found in the exhibitor manual, are referred to as an exhibitor appointed contractor, or EAC. If you wish to use an outside contractor, you'll need to complete an EAC form and provide GES along with IPPE their insurance information, certificate of insurance. GES exclusive services, so material handling, hanging sign, overhead truss, rigging, in-booth forklift labor, and cleaning is all exclusive to GES. We are also able to provide furniture rental, booth rental, flooring options, graphics, installation and dismantling labor, along with shipping services. So all that can be found in the exhibitor manual. Electrical services, all utilities, air, water, power, and drain are provided exclusively by Edlin, and they'll be speaking here in just a little bit. Pre-show checklist. So make sure that you think about all your service needs for GES, electrical, internet, AV, floral, food and beverage, lead retrieval, along with shipping. Make sure for any type of inbound shipments, you know who the carrier is and you have tracking numbers. Show site checklist, confirmation of all orders, shipping carrier contact name and number, tracking numbers and key contact information is critical. And then closing day. So pay close attention to the move out bulletin. It has key information along with outbound shipping labels, bill of ladings, and other critical details. Make notes of what worked and what did not. And again, don't forget to complete your IPPE along with GES exhibitor survey. Next slide. So this is our GES Expresso site, which is essentially our exhibitor ordering portal. It's also accessible via the IPPE show website. It contains key information and instructions regarding participating in the IPPE show. I strongly encourage each of you to take the time to go through the manual, as there are a lot of key resources in there that will help you have a successful IPPE show. Next slide. So our National Service Center, this is our 1-800 customer communication portal or service center, if you will. So our hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Pacific. It's a 1-800 number. You'll get a live person. We can answer any show related questions, but you can also call or you can communicate via, we have a chat feature through the Expresso website. You can email along with also utilize social media. But we do have bilingual services for those of you that are international. We have access to any of your order history from previous events. And we can also take an order from the 1-800 number as well. So that's another great feature to ensure a good, successful pre-plan on your event. Next slide. So pre-show, just a couple of key dates here. So on Thursday, December 16th, advanced freight may begin to receive at our warehouse. Another key date, Friday, January 6th, 2023 is the discount deadline date for all orders. So try to make sure to save money to get your orders in. And I believe that date is for all vendors that are participating on the IPPE show. So January 6th. On Friday, January 13th, it's the last day at 3:30 p.m. for any advanced shipment to arrive at our warehouse without surcharge. Next slide. So exhibitor move-in. Wednesday, January 18th, beginning at 8 a.m. is the first day of targeted move-in. So please reference in the exhibitor manual, we have a targeted floor plan. There is so much activity on this particular show as it relates to freight and moving big exhibits in. We have targeted the inbound as well as outbound. So I'm not going to read all of these, but a couple of highlights during move-in. All booths that are 500 square feet or more must have a majority or essentially all of their empties tagged by 4:30 p.m. on Sunday night to avoid a surcharge. We have an influx of smaller exhibitors that come in on that Monday, that last day of move-in. So we want to make sure that all the larger booths are pretty much set. And then once again, Monday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. is the last day of move-in, and IPPE stresses that they'll need all exhibits set by 6 p.m. so GES can then begin to lay the aisle carpet. Next slide. Show hours, they're right here in front of you, basically consistent to what they've been in previous years. So that pattern continues to stay the same. Next slide. So exhibitor move out. So at Thursday at 3 p.m., that is the break of the show. The activity that starts at the break of the show from a GES perspective is we roll all the aisle carpet. It takes about an hour to an hour and a half to roll all that carpet up before empties and small cartons are going to be coming back into the floor. So again, please check the targeted move out schedule that will help you kind of understand when you can anticipate your empty crates being returned to your booth. I won't go through all of these dates here, but you can see them here in front of you. Again, Sunday is our last day of move out, and anything that is not picked up by Sunday evening at 4 p.m. or your carrier hasn't arrived, GES will reroute that freight. Next slide. So again, one thing to kind of pay attention to is, the communication pre-show, during show, and post-show. We have pre-show communication that talks a little bit about shipping, pre-printed shipping labels we provide, material handling, show floor safety. Post-show, we have outbound billing information, BOL information. Again, I'm going to talk a little bit about our texting program that we have at site for servicing each one of you. So again, just pay attention to some of those important emails that you might see. Next slide. So GES will have at show site a full service center. This will be located in the BC connector. So you can come up here if you have any questions or whatnot. But again, all of the vendors that are official for the IPPE show will be housed in the BC connector. Next slide. So this is our texting program, and we implemented this kind of coming out of COVID, and it's worked pretty successfully. So at Showsite, GES, we provide a very robust exhibitor service texting program. You'll see some QR codes or numbers. You can send your information to that number, and you provide us your show site contact name, email, cell phone, and we can then begin to communicate helpful information throughout the show. You can also text us any service related issue that you are having, whether you're missing freight, you're missing a table that you ordered, anything like that. We can satisfy it for you immediately and save you the time of walking up to the service center, and you can spend more time in your booth, and we'll take care of that. It works very successfully, and the folks that are actually responding to your texts are actually at show site, and they're in close communication with our operations team to make sure that we're providing that service quality. Next slide. So hanging signs, truss, in-booth forklift labor, just a couple of things to think about. GES is responsible for the assembly, installation, and removal of all hanging signs, truss, and hoists, along with any in-booth forklift labor needs. So all signs and truss must be designed to comply with the IPPE rules and regulations that you can find in the exhibitor manual. All signs over 100 pounds will need to have engineered rig points. All truss and hoists must be from a recognized manufacturer with load specifications identified. GES will provide a dedicated rigging coordinator to assist with all the hanging details associated with your exhibit. And then switching gears over to in-booth forklift labor. When ordering, please specify the estimated time that you feel you will need a GES forklift on the inbound as well as outbound. Outbound, because we get quite a few orders, especially on that Friday morning. We're trying to satisfy a lot of needs. Just try to be patient and understanding. We attempt to do several quick picks right away prior to some of the longer jobs. So just keep that in mind. Next slide. So this is something new that we're introducing in 2023. It's called GES Hanging Sign Plus. It's essentially a fixed cost for an exhibitor. So if you have, we kind of design it based on the shape of your sign and the size of the sign. So we can provide you with a turnkey, all-inclusive rate that kind of to where you're not getting charged for overtime here or there or this, that. So consider this. It's once again, it will allow you for budget certainty, but we've done this successfully on other large shows. Exhibitors really like it. So look for this GES Hanging Sign Plus information in your exhibitor, in the IPPE exhibitor manual, and you can take advantage of this savings. Next slide. So material handling, both freight movement in and out. In the exhibitor manual, shipping labels, we have both advanced labels as well as direct. They're located in the material handling section of the manual. And once again, I mentioned the advanced freight receiving beginning on December 16th, going through January 13th of 23. The one thing I wanted to point out is our advanced warehouse is closed on December 24th, as well as December 27th for the Christmas holiday. So just keep that in mind when you're making your plans. You can get a shipping quote directly through GES. GES is a co-preferred shipping provider for international shipments this year, so keep that in mind. I mentioned the targeted floor plan, inbound and outbound. Pay close attention to that. If you want a variance on your target time, you can simply email. We have a dedicated email, atlantafreightops@ges.com, and we respond to that daily. Our marshaling yard, it's the same yard. If you've participated before, it's on property at the Georgia World Congress Center. So all vehicles over the road, including self-unloaders, will check in at the marshaling yard. We at that point, we'll give maps and instructions on where you go to access the dock area. I mentioned the clean floor policy. Again, 500 square feet or higher, just make sure you have all your empties tagged by that Sunday evening at 4:30 p.m. Empty return, GES, will provide a tentative timeline regarding the targeted move out plan, but just due to the immense number of cartons and crates that are stored on this particular event, please allow up to 11 p.m. on that Thursday evening for all crates to be returned. But if you look at the targeted plan, that kind of gives you an inclination as far as when you can anticipate your empty crates coming back. Self-unloaders or personal owned vehicles, once you enter the marshaling yard, you'll be separated from the carriers and given a special vehicle pass before entering the Georgia World Congress Center dock area. And there will be detailed driving directions to the marshaling yard in the exhibitor manual as well. Next slide. So we did this last year, and we're continuing it for this year. We're once again offering a new optional material handling package plan. So for $2.64 per square foot of your booth space, GES will handle unlimited direct crated material. So essentially you can ship as much as you want if you calculate that rate. So all overtime, special handling, all are included in that rate. So again, keep that in mind, $2.64 per square foot of your exhibit space, all direct to show site, unloading and loading of shipment on a round trip basis is your price. We also offer this for warehouse shipments. Warehouse shipments will incur an additional $15.55 surcharge per 100 pounds for us to receive at the warehouse. Please be aware this program does not apply to machinery or uncrated shipments. So once again, do the math, talk to your EAC, see what your estimated booth weight is, and see if it makes sense. See what would be the most beneficial versus the traditional way of material handling billing. You must opt into the program by Friday, January 6, 2023. In the exhibitor manual, reference the freight package request. It's on the far left tab. Complete the information, which would include contact information and your booth dimensions, and you can opt into the program. Exhibitors that don't opt in by that Friday, January 6th will default to the traditional material handling billing. So just keep that in mind. Next slide. So other products and services offered by GES. I mean, obviously we have a wide variety of different booth furnishings. We have some great packages, installation and dismantling labor. Keep in mind the booth cleaning, it's a 3-day show. Carpet and padding, you know, having that extra cushion makes a huge difference on the show floor. You know, if you do elect to use a different provider for booth carpet, just make sure you have factored in material handling costs as well. GES ordered carpet is inclusive of material handling. Booth rental, we have exhibit systems, graphics, signage, etc. Next slide. So just some ways to save. Take advantage of the discount deadline. Save money. We have a lot of different booth packages. I mentioned the Hanging Sign Plus. Take advantage of it, utilize it. We have great carpet packages where we bundle carpet, padding, visqueen, and cleaning all in one rate. Transportation Plus, if you elect to ship inbound and outbound using GES as your logistics provider, we'll provide you 10% discount on your material handling rates. We also offer cartload service for POVs, 8 pieces or less, weighing 200 pounds. Take advantage of it, it's great. If you want to ship in advance to the GES warehouse, all your materials will be in your booth during your target time. Also, those exhibitors that have hanging signs, we also encourage exhibitors to ship, if they can, their hanging sign in advance. It will allow GES to get your sign up in the air quicker. Next slide. All right, so just some things to think about from a safety standpoint. I mean, at the end of the day, the show floor is a construction zone. Keep your head on a swivel when you're at show site. All exhibitors will need a wristband. You'll get those wristbands at the entrance door each day. Those wristband colors change each day as well. All of these are issued by security. Stay clear of the docks and marshalling yard areas. Be aware of forklifts and carts. Wear closed-toed shoes. Don't stand on GES chairs to hang your back wall banner. Keep aisles clear of debris, trash, and pay close attention to the no freight aisles to keep it clear so we can keep the flow and the freight coming in and the empties going out safely. And I think that wraps me up. Thank you.
I'm going to go through some of these questions and a reminder for those of you who might have joined us late. This is being recorded. It will be available on the website next week. The slide deck will be available for download on the IPP website. I'm gonna go through these fairly quickly. If we need some follow-up, we'll certainly do that. Small booths are allowed. Well, before I do that, I want to emphasize the safety part of this show moving. We have a good record, and we want to keep you safe. We want to keep our staff safe. Target plans, target variance requests, we consider safety all of these during all these decisions. We are going to make sure that we can move in the most safe way possible. That's how we put our target plans together. Large booths need more time. Large booths have a lot of moving parts. They have crates coming in and out. They have a lot of pre-work that needs to be done, and we keep safety top of mind. So appreciate understanding of that. Where location of booth has a lot to do with that target plan. Small booths are allowed to be brought in through our POV program. If you can carry it, you can bring it in POV. Dock space is available. Not really dock. Well, if you need to back up to a dock, you need unloaded by GES. There is a POV area where you can park for 30 minutes, unload your car, carry your small booths in, come back and move your car, but you still have to check into the marshaling yard. We have a question about billing. Flora, you were asking about separate services. GES is our general contractor that handles all the things that were talked about here. Utility is contracted through a vendor at the Georgia World Congress Center, completely separate costs and billing. Levy with food and beverage, we'll be hearing from those in a little while. So those are separate, but I do, I'm hoping it's not confusion. Everything is available on the website in the exhibitor kit. You can look at pricing, you can look at the deadlines, you can figure out what you need. All the pricing is on there. The GES text number is in the slide deck that will be available to download.
Actually, Nath, that number will be communicated out to the exhibitors 2 weeks prior to show. So I don't have that. That was just a visual. So that is not the texting number to use for IPPE.
That makes perfect sense. You don't want to be texting, you want to wonder who in the world they're coming from. So yeah, that makes sense. And it will be on signage around the show floor.
Exactly, because a lot of times the exhibitor contact on the exhibitor list is different from the individual that's actually at site executing the move-in.
You can, again, on the small items, you can carry them in. You cannot dolly anything once we have the aisle carpet down. So anything needs to be done, again, on target time, preferred, and it can be carried in. Look at the POV procedure in the exhibitor kit. Scott, you want to answer a large item, pound in size?
Yeah, I mean, when it's north of 50 pounds, it's no longer a small package.
Okay.
So it defaults to a large item, and then it would be under the 100 to 200 pound minimum.
Show site shipping date. Say that fast 3 times. We'll begin on the 18th. That is the first day of move-in up until the Monday before. But again, refer to your target time for shipping, show site shipping dates. Roddy's asking about show drayage without the package. All of that is in the exhibitor kit. It's on a per 100 pound catch weight. For you to compare those two. If you need any more information, just contact Ann or Scott or anybody at GES. We'll cover AV in a few minutes. Someone's asking about some staging and AV services that will be coming up. We don't have Ken coming in, but self-unloaders. Again, if you can carry it in, you can unload it from the ramps, the parking area, but if you pull up, if you're in a truck that pulls up to a dock, GES must unload those. Safety, safety, safety. Deborah's asking, who do we contact? Oh, for that, reach out to Ann. She can further answer that question. I will address 2 other things before we move on. Number 1 is please somebody is going to get their empty crate delivered first, and somebody is going to get their empty crate delivered last. Again, we think through these things, safety. There's a lot of crates. We'd love to go through a year where we can't find or don't have any missing crates. We generally find them all. We may not find them all in the first hour. You will not believe how many people we have searching for those empty crates and reported. We absolutely, GDS tries to put those up in if you're tagged on time and you're tagged together and they get moved in together, they're most likely to be brought back together. So I will add that.
Yeah, and once again, if you want to email the Atlanta Freight Ops email address and just give them your company name, booth number, and we can kind of make sure we're on the lookout for your booth and crates if you've had an issue in previous years.
All right. Oh, let's see. Okay. Let me answer one more time. On the IPPE Expo, the show website, I hope everybody knows where that is. Everything can be found there. We will post the recording and the slide deck on the IPPEXPO.org website by first of next week. One more question about layout in B Hall. Henry, I'll reach out to you, okay? Shafali, I'm sorry, we won't send it to you. It's available on the website for you to download yourself and to view yourself, okay?
All right, so now we're gonna go on to Edward Electrical.
Awesome. So my name is Candace Christian. I am the event service coordinator, one of them. And I also have Jennifer Malone here that will be helping me as well. Right here is our exhibitor manual. All the information that you need is on this here. You should have received this already. I also want to say, please, you look at this day, January 6, 2023, please make a note of that. It's very important, as it has been said many times today. The next slide. So right here, once you go to our website, you will be able to order online. We ask you that you do sign up if you have not ordered with us since April of 2022. Go ahead, redo that again. Once you sign up, you'll be able to look for IPPE as your event and then pretty much go to the process for ordering your electrical. Right now, we will ask you questions to determine what your booth size is, your booth number, and your booth type. Now, this information is very important to use some of the features, new features that we have coming up. But if you do not know them or unsure, there is an option for that as well. So once you're in here, this is your ordering portal. You will see that you have your wattage. We do have higher wattage as well once you just scroll down. On the left-hand side, you see the different categories from electrical outlets, 24-hour power, if you need ongoing running power, lights, electrical materials, plumbing, you need your air, water, and so forth. Next slide. Now, this is a user-friendly online chat. So if you are online, there will be something that will pop up if you have any questions or you just need help, you just don't know. You can chime in with us. You'll be able to talk to everyone that's in the office, and we're pretty much throughout all our branches throughout nationwide. So if you have any questions or concerns or problems with ordering, you can talk to us, you can chat with us. You can share your screen, you can call us, you can do a lot of things to really give you that customer service experience. So right now, we're gonna talk about the inline and the Peninsula booth. The cost of a 120 volt outlet includes delivery to one location at the rear of an inline or a Peninsula booth. If you look over to the right, X marks the spot. That is pretty much the back of the booth. or what we call also your curtain line, okay? If you require the outlets to be distributed to any other location, material and labor charges apply. There's a minimum of labor charge in 1 hour installation and a half hour of removal. Pretty much if it's 2 hours to install, it'll be 1 hour of removal. For island booths that only need power delivered to one location occur 1 hour labor charge of installation and removal, no materials. Island booths that require power to be delivered to multiple locations within their booths space occur 1 hour labor charge for installation, and the removal of the work will be charged a minimum of half an hour and a half an hour total time of installation. Material charges will apply. Next slide. Now, floor plans. This is very, very important for us. The detailed you are with these floor plans, the more accurate we can be when we do your placement with your electrical in your booth. Okay. As you look to the right, you will see that you have the amperage, you have the measurements, you have the surrounding booths, main power. The more accurate you are on here, when you come, your power will be laid exactly how you want it. Now, you can also upload your floor plan as well. And if you need a grid or need help and you know your grid size, you can also go on our edlin.com, go through those steps to actually download that yourself and get that marked up for us. So one of the good things is, which is the next slide, we have added a floor plan builder. And so this is very important. In the beginning, I said, if you know your booth number, your booth size, and that stuff is in there, this will populate for you once you get here. Everything you pretty much ordered, it'll say your items. You will do a click, drag over to the grid to your right, and then you will place everything where you want everything to go. Make sure you also do the surrounding booths. If this information is not filled out accurate, it will not allow you to move forward. So just remember, make sure you have all your items over in the grid. And if this doesn't work, like I said, you can upload your own PDF file and we'll be able to assist you with your marking of your floor. Next slide. Okay, now this is the advance rates, like I told you, January 6, 2023. To receive the advance rates, a complete order inclusive of a scaled electrical layout must be received before the advance payment deadline date, okay? The scaled layout must match the order and include power locations as well as orientation surrounding booths. Any changes or additional services received after the deadline date will be charged a regular payment price. Next slide. 2023 discounted labor rates. $85 straight time, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. $120 overtime, Monday through Friday, 4:30 p.m. to 8 a.m. all day, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays.
Good morning, this is Jennifer Maloney. I wanted to talk to you about our new plumbing model. We have changed it this year, and we hope and believe it's to your advantage. You'll get to order via using CFMs. You won't have to go up to the next level. All you're going to do is you're going to go into the online ordering system. You're going to select how many airlines you would need. There's a minimum of 5 CFMs per airline that's automatically added to your order, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about adding that. And then let's say you needed a max of 10 CFMs, you would go in and just add those 5 additional CFMs on the online ordering. The water lines are very simple as well. You're going to order your water line. You're going to let us know what your PSI or your GPM requirements are. And we will contact you if we have any questions. With the information that we receive from you, we'll be able to determine the size of the hoses you need on the airlines and then also on the water lines. Please note that the outlets, when you're on our online ordering system, the outlets are located under the plumbing outlets to the left. However, the additional connections and the additional CFMs are actually located under plumbing labor. That's where you'll find them. Please know that we are always here to answer questions. We really do encourage you to reach out to us so we can get an estimate to you so that there are no surprises on show site. Next screen, please. Well, this is our contact information. You can email us at atlanta@edlin.com. Our phone number, for those of you who may just be listening, is 404-223-8400. And we have a lot of information on our website at edlin.com. As previously discussed, we have the Talk To feature when you're on our online platform. If you have any challenges at all, we encourage you to use that feature. Someone in our office or even around the nation, if we aren't available, will answer and assist you with that. We're very excited to see you in January and look forward to speaking with you soon.
Okay, we did have a question. I'll answer that. Edlin is a new third-party provider, exclusive provider. Edlin is contracted with the Georgia World Congress Center. They used to have their own engineering and utility department, but since COVID, they went out and hired a third party. Edlin has experience in the trade show industry, and they do. There were significant differences in pricing in our trade show as the best pricing offered to an large Atlanta trade show. There is, and I do want to point out, and you need to recognize that there are overtime. We tracked overtime hours last year. There was not an overtime charge. There is this year, and the dismantle charges were also there. I will say that Edlin has access. I mentioned our move-in time. We have contracted the hall for move-in beginning on January the 18th. Edlin will be in there, and GES will be in there a little bit prior to get some of this pre-work done. Where it is done on straight time, they have the opportunity with no forklifts moving around. They will get as much place as possible. We actually have Tuesday, beginning on Tuesday, and they may get it earlier than that. So we are doing everything we can to make sure that we're providing you information that we can that will help save you money. Please, please, please make your orders before the deadline and get with Edlin. And Edlin has promised us that they'll work with exhibitors to look for ways to save some electricity, some power.
Absolutely.
If you, in the past, some of you large exhibitors with large equipment and multiple pieces of equipment have used a distribution box, let me know, let us know, let Ann know if you plan on using that again for 2023. And that's all the questions we have.
So now we're going to move on to CCLD and Jim Jenkins.
Good morning, everyone. I work with CCLD and we handle the internet and the telecom services for the facility. And next slide. We offer dedicated and shared connections for wired services. Dedicated is if we put you on your own network so that you're independent from everyone else in the facility. The shared connection is off of our 10 gig circuit that we have in place from AT&T that provides the bandwidth for everybody in the facility. But we do have the capability of providing dedicated service if you need it. So, and from there, if you have more than one connection that needs to be wired up, you're allowed to bring in your own Cat5 patch cables and your own switches or routers. You can bring in your own, or you can purchase them from us, just depending on how you wanted to set that part up. But again, you are allowed to do your own cabling within the booth and bring your own switches and everything if you wanted to. We also provide wireless service for everyone. We have the capability to provide a unique network name and password for each booth if you wanted to order your own. But we also order individual wireless connections as well. And as well, we can provide a private network if you need something that's not going out for everyone else to see, so we can do your own VLAN as well. For telephone services, we do offer Polycom speakerphone rentals. If you wanted to get a phone line in a conference room or somewhere in your booth, we can provide that as well. For the ordering, you can order through our website, ccld.net, or you can email us or fax it in. And we do have the incentive rate that goes through January 6th to get an advance rate for each of our services. And next slide. And we're here full time. So if you guys need anything on site or beforehand, just to talk over or go through what services might work best for your booth, we're here to help. We've been here for a long time, so we have a good knowledge of what might work best for you. For the wired services, the drops do come from overhead down into the booth. So if you have a closet or an area that you wanted to bring that in, if you just send a layout over to us, we'll make sure to get it into the right location for you. And as always, we mentioned that if you have anything that's mission critical for a demonstration or something, we do recommend using wire just because it's easier to control and it's just more reliable than the wireless service is. And again, we'll be here on site if you need anything, and we look forward to working with everyone again next year.
Thank you, Jim. We don't have any questions for you. So we're going to move on to Libby Restaurants, Libby, and Linda Bordeaux, please.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Linda Bordeaux, and I'm the Senior Catering Sales Manager here for Libby Restaurants at the Georgia World Congress Center. I want to talk about our early bird discount, which is 10%. If we receive it on or before January 6th, please know anything after January 6th will incur a 40% increase on the pricing. So if you could get those orders into us as soon as possible, those discounts they're great. So get those to us as soon as possible. Once you send your order, if you have not received your documents or any confirmations from us within 3 to 5 days, please reach out. Let us know you haven't received it, just to make certain that we have all of your order and we can get it to you in a timely manner. Our exhibitor lounge also opens up on January 24th during the show through the 26th. The $14 price for those menus. They're great. I hope everyone has the opportunity to at least go and visit during the time here. There will be a blue plate special during move-in, so please have that time to go and get any of your lunch or any items like that. During the blue plate special, there's also going to be pops, waters, coffee available during the blue plate special time. So if you want anything, there'll be in several locations throughout the facility. If you'd like to have pops or waters, like I said, for you during move-in time. We also have a new app called Mobile Table, which will help anyone that wants to have any services delivered to your booth, or whether you want to have the option to pick them up. If you scan the QR code, follow the prompts, choose your delivery or pickup option, make your payment, and you're all set and ready to go. Again, during IPPE, if you'd like to have hospitalities during that time, please feel free to contact us. You can get us at 404-223-4500, or you can email us at foodservices@leavyrestaurants.gwcc.com if you have any questions or concerns. We look forward to servicing you and can't wait for the event. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to Nate Morris.
Hello again. We are going straight through this to finish up because you're on your own, I guess, to take a break, and we are as well. But we do want to move on, go through some show management components. This year our focus is getting the industry back, bringing in attendees. You're going to hear some presentations from Norm Bridge at Nexus. You're going to hear Robin talk about customer invitations. We're trying to get things that can help promote your presence, coming to your booth through invitations, and at the same time link them to come register. So we talked earlier, I don't know how many of you were on the registration webinar that we held about a month ago, but someone just asked about badges and scanning. Absolutely. We want exhibitors to be able to scan badges and get leads. That's what a lot of this is all about, is finding new leads, new contacts. There will be a QR code, but the QR code will give you information that is good as what people provide during registration. You've heard us for years now talk about booth staff is complimentary. Booth staff are badges for exhibitors that allow folks to go to the floor early to get their booths ready. This is not for customers. This is not for attendees. We are making, again, security and safety is top of mind. We don't, nor do you want attendees to come to your booth and be sitting there waiting on you. They've been there since 7 o'clock. There's security in place. For scanning of those badges, we want to make sure that we're giving you as much information as the attendees are providing. That's why we want them to register themselves. They know what their titles are. They know what their interests are. They know what industries, segments that they work in. So again, that booth staff is complimentary. It's unlimited, but please do not register customers as booth staff. They need to be registered with their badge, their email address, their company name, because as an exhibitor yourself, that's what you're looking for. We've also renewed our agreement with the U.S. Department of Commerce. They've changed the program up to call the TEP program, the Trade Experience Program, where they recruit international delegates. We've had as many as 1,300 folks participate in this program. The U.S. embassies in these countries are out recruiting buyers, and we've also challenged them the same thing. Get them to register themselves, tell us why they're coming. We'll message them correctly. We know what their interests are. And for exhibitors, one point, and you'll see this on the website, is we provide the international delegates with an export interest directory. If you, as an exhibitor, have at least 50% of your products, services, equipment, etc., that is from the U.S., then you can be part of the export interest directory. For folks to have direct access to you, they'll know you're there. We put the booth number in there. If you're interested in looking for a distributor in another country, if you're interested in a joint venture, if you're just interested in exporting, that will be information that those attendees will receive and get with you. And we'll put a book together, a printed version and a digital version for them to plan their experience at IPPE. Please apply by November 11th. We'll be reaching out to exhibitors for that information. The other thing that some of you may or may not know is we'll pay for transportation. We hire shuttle buses to go to our complexes, meat, poultry, and feed complexes within 350 miles of Atlanta. Bring them in on Wednesday. We'll provide them a free lunch at our cost. We provide them complimentary registration. And we'll have as many as, and we've had as many as 14, 15 buses that come in from those as far away as Statesville, North Carolina, Gordo, Alabama, South Georgia. We've had some from North Carolina, so we'll be bringing those folks in. We are intentionally looking to promote as much as we can and get back to that normal IPPE show. Some of the features that you'll be seeing, food courts, again, will be back in 2 areas. We'll have a food court in B Hall at the B1, B2 overlook on the show floor. We'll have one in the BC Hall. We'll have networking lounges around with charging stations. With these networking lounges are an opportunity for sponsorship as well. We'll have places to sit, charging stations, and can even arrange for a coffee, a sponsored coffee or a sponsored water opportunity for exhibitors to have an additional presence at the show. A welcome reception for the first time. We did, well, first time in a long time. They had the welcome reception on the show floor on Tuesday afternoon. We will repeat that this year. We'll bring out beverages and light snacks. late in the afternoon on Tuesday. It went around very well, was received very well. I think our exhibitor said, man, we saw more people at 4:30 on Tuesday afternoon than we've seen before. Well, we want those attendees to stay on the show floor to visit with you, because that's what you're there for. Eric Wiles will talk about our new product showcase. Will be another feature that's going to be even better than it has been in the past. And I think we've talked about these mobile apps and printed guides and planners that we get. Again, upload those logos, make your presence look very good. Have that product category, have that company description, and emails for folks to reach you as they're preparing to come to the show. We will continue with a number of education and sessions. Some will be fee-based that attendees can register for as they register for the IPPE event, and some of them will be free. We do have, I want to single out the IPSF, the International Poultry Scientific Forum. A lot of exhibitors send folks to this, and to help your folks who want to go. If you're in charge of registration, you know you have folks that are wanting to register. Go ahead and get that registered. There is a fee for that. It's $80 before January the 6th. Then it goes up to $140 after January the 6th. So go ahead and pre-register for that. That'll save you from having to come back and you've already got a badge, and you don't want to have two badges. One might let you in and one might not. That QR code that someone asked about also lets the people know that you've paid for that session. They scan your badge, they show, and that's the proof that you have paid for that session and you're allowed to enter. Another opportunity for exhibitors is our Tech Talks Theater. We have up to about 80 presentations, 20 minutes long. They're free presentations. All you have to do is apply. We do not want them to be a sales pitch, but some technical related issue that is important for the industry. We have very good responses on those, and we really want to help promote those. Again, getting back to people who say why they're coming. If they want to come and look at renewable energy, and we've got tech talks that are talking about renewable energy, we'll reach out to them and target message them. Transportation, we will again provide hotel shuttle buses to Building C from most of our block hotels. Except for some of the ones that are right adjacent to the campus. Those will be available for walk-up, obviously. And our MARTA hotels, our Buckhead hotels, will provide complimentary MARTA passes if you have booked in the block at the Buckhead Hotel. If you don't go through the block, I have no idea that you're there. So we will have a MARTA pass, a 3-day MARTA pass for any attendee, exhibitor in a Buckhead hotel. Rideshare will be available. We'll have designated pickup areas. We'll see that in our transportation guide. And we've also had a lot of questions about parking. You can pre-order online for the red deck, the orange deck, the yellow deck. You can pre-order at a discount, or it will be $15 on drive-up days. As long as you're in the facility, in the parking decks by noon or 1 o'clock. There might be a couple of basketball games going on, and they do increase the prices after that time. So if you're in there, it's $15 on the day of the event, or the day of move in or move out. Again, I want to reiterate, budget, order before the discount lines will save you money. It was already brought up about the catering increases after January 6th. We talked about overtime and dismantle and service rates. And check with Scott. I asked, he brought up a couple of things on freight handling. Check the schedule on international receiving. Most of you, if you are internationally sending freight across the ocean, it's probably already on the way. If not, please check with your freight forwarder to find out about any kind of challenges there. Well, while I'm answering these, just go back to that last page that Lee had the email address. Guest registration deadlines. Some of your customers don't send their requests. Well, we're gonna talk about registration in a few minutes. We've got opportunities for you to go ahead and send those. The complimentary registration will go through again, January the 6th. Any time after that, registration is $125. I know these are customers, they're customers of a lot of exhibitors. They're customers of ours as well. We want to get them registered for the show, want to get them registered correctly. And you know, if they don't know they're coming by early January, I don't know what to say. It's all, the sooner the better. But it's also planning for everything else. The deadline for entering a company's information, I don't want to say there's a deadline, just get it done as soon as possible. People are starting to look at the online planners as they register. Anytime that somebody goes to the website and looks at your listing and there's information that is not there, is a lost opportunity. So deadlines are on you. To be into printed guides, they need to be in there no later than November the 10th. Okay, all right.
Okay, now we have Eric Wiles to discuss the new product showcase.
All right, good morning. The new product showcase is it's a 3-minute video showcasing the new product or innovation to the IPPE participants. Applications will be available online at the IPPE website at the Expo Tag October 20th. The application deadline is November 18th. We will let all the approved applicants know by November 30th. And then all your videos will have to be submitted to us by no later than December 16th. There is something new this year. We are offering a showcase award, which will be evaluated by a committee as the best of the best in 3 different categories: animal food, processing, and live production. And that's it, right? Yeah. And then and more details that we have will be online under the tab at IPPE site.
Thank you, Eric. And now we're going to go on to Chris Early, to discuss sponsorships.
Good morning. As Nate mentioned earlier, we will have well north of 1,000 exhibitors at IPPE. Many of your competitors will be there with you also. So a way to stand out and get first in the mind of the attendees is to participate in sponsorship and marketing. We have the sponsorship and marketing opportunities available for viewing on a portal on the IPPE website. You can see on this screen, you go to the exhibitors tab under marketing and sponsorship, and then view sponsorship opportunities. Next tab. That will take you to this site. As you can see on the homepage of the site, there's particular opportunities that we're highlighting. They may be limited time. They may be items that we're about to run out of, but you can click along any of the tabs at the top to get more detail. On the left, what I've highlighted the drop down there was sponsorship opportunities. Then you can also go across and look at banners by either the building or by location. That will bring up a location map of the GWCC, and you can see where the banner is in relation to the floor plan for the facility. Next. So you choose an item, you decide you want this banner, you will click on the Add to Cart button. Next. After you've added all your items, you will see what you have. You can go in and change the quantities if you want. You can also, if you change your mind, you can remove an item before you finish the process. And then once you're happy with your cart selections, you will click Update. After you click Update, you will see at the bottom the checkout button. So you'll hit checkout. On the next screen, you will enter your information. You do not have to have a login to log in to the site and order things. You can check out as guest, because on this screen, we will capture all of your information, including your booth number. So don't worry about having to log in order to purchase sponsor items. If everything on this screen is correct, you will click Continue. Then we have 2 different ways for you to be able to pay for your sponsorships. If you choose to invoice me, which is on the left, and you'll click continue. And you will see this screen. It says thank you for your order, but you'll still need to click continue again. And it will show you once again the information that you've entered for your order. You will click confirm. And then your request has been submitted, but if you will go ahead and click continue one last time, it will show you, it will finalize the order. You will get an email receipt for your order, as well as I will receive a receipt for your order. And the following morning, you will receive your invoices with a summary of what your order is, along with payment information. If we are on the original screen and you choose the PayPal button and click it, you will see this screen. It says PayPal, but you can actually pay by either PayPal or by credit card. So don't let PayPal fool you. So you click that, you'll click continue, you'll get a confirmed screen again as you did before. You will see on the right, we do charge, because our payment company charges us a 3% processing fee for PayPal or for credit cards. So it will summarize the amount for you, so you'll know what your total charge is going to be. And then it will take you to this screen. You can either pay by PayPal by doing your login at the top, or you can do underneath where it says pay with debit or credit card. You'll click on that and it will take you to a credit card payment screen. So last thing I wanted to cover was, like I said, we do have some items that are limited by either the time or by the number of items we have left. Two of our most popular items amongst attendees are lanyards. People have no choice, they have to have a lanyard to put their badge. And people love show bags because people like to pick up your collateral. Last year, we redesigned our lanyards to have one lanyard for all 20 to 30,000 attendees. As also one, this year we've redesigned and we're gonna have one official show bag for all attendees. Each of these opportunities only have 4 positions on them. We currently only have 2 positions left on the lanyards, and we only have 1 position left on the show bags. These need to be ordered in the next week and a half, because we have to order them and allow time for shipping. So if this is something you're interested in and being in front of every attendee at IPPE, you need to jump on them. We also opened registration last week, and we have started sending out nightly thank you for registering emails. We send these out currently to everybody, but we have the ability to segment them. So the meat industry attendees will receive one email, poultry will receive a different one, and people interested in animal food can receive a different one. So there's a sponsorship available for each of these segments. Every night it goes out to everybody that registered that day. So if you want to touch every attendee as they register for the show, this is a great opportunity for you. That's all I have, unless there's questions.
And we have no questions. All right, so I'm gonna ask Norm Gritch with Nexus.
Great. Thank you, Gwen. Hello, everybody. My name is Norm Gritch. I'm president of Nexus Data Group. We're probably a new name for you, but for the last 5 years, we've worked very closely with IPPE and the team to develop a very powerful and accurate database of all of their contacts and registrants. We now have in excess of 115,000 individuals, along with all of their demographics and registration history going back to 2017. We update this nightly with ongoing registration for 23 from Experian and also from Map Your Show. So when you update your profile of who the contacts are, all of that information goes into our system, which we call the Nexus. We have also used Nexus to drive all IPPE marketing, and I think we've now hit over 3 million emails sent out of our system to new registrants and also for exhibitors. So that is our role. Let's switch to the next slide, please. We now want to use this data, this powerful data resource, to help exhibitors have better success, the best success at IPPE. The first program is our Exhibitor Invites program, very similar to what was done in the past with Experian Merits on Traffic Boost. Couple important differences though. One, the templates get very customized. That will include your contact. It comes from you, your style, your links, your promo code. This is your chance to contact your customers and saying, please join us at IPPE in Atlanta. Now, frequent question I get from exhibitors is, well, can't we just send out our own email? The obvious answer is yes, of course you can. The difference, however, is that we will integrate your list of contacts with the dynamic registration list. So we will be able to tell you when your customers register from any source. They may or may not register from your email. They don't follow that link. They may come in direct or from some other source. We will know when your customers register and be able to tell you that. For many exhibitors, that's a huge time saving. Now, let me address one very important issue. The customer list is your customer list. It is not provided to IPPE. It is your confidential data, and we treat it as such. It's part of our terms of service. If you need us to sign a separate NDA, we'll be happy to do that. Also, for people subject to GDPR, we'll sign the necessary documents for that as well. So I encourage everybody to use the Nexus exhibitor invites, your customer invites program. Nath, do you want to add a little bit on this? Because this is really the program we're trying to drive to get your customers to come.
Yeah, just a couple of points, Norm. Again, this is maybe, you may have seen the emails coming in from the Nexus Net. We've tried to customize who it's coming from. So this is a very important tool that we're using. I also want to address the list solicitors that are out there. If you get anything from the Nexus, from Norm, it is a preferred vendor. Anybody else who says they have a list, we do not. Well, we protect our database. We do not sell lists. Those people do not have our list. Sometimes I get so mad, I just tell them, you're a fake, you don't have our list. Or if you really want the list, you need to be asking me, and I'm not going to send it. And I know y'all get irritated with that too. But again, think about this in the context of why people are coming to the show and that confidential data. We have that information and it stays within us, and we use it for marketing content only. And again, get back to that exhibitor badge and attendee badge. We need to reach out to folks and tell them what's going on. Tell them about the shuttle bus program. Tell them where the food courts are. They get the email that has their link to the registration to pick up their badge, etc. We pull those demographics, and we have similar information that is acquired from our post-show survey. That we also integrate into this. We want to know, we want to make it the best experience we can for these attendees coming from all over the world. So again, Robin's going to talk about the other invite program, which is you doing it on your own, but this is something that we're trying for the first year and supporting Norm in this program.
Great, thanks, Nathan. Gwen, let's go to the next slide. Second program is exhibitor targeted marketing. Okay, there is a huge audience that comes to IPPE. My guess is probably somewhere between 5 and 10% of the assembled audience are really the target market for each exhibitor. What we do is we use the IPPE database to help drive the right attendees to your booth. So again, who is the right attendee? What we do is we work with you, each exhibitor, to find your target market. Typically, that's based upon categories of interest. It could be industry segment, job function. We create all these complicated lists to really define your right attendee. Again, it may be demographics, geographic, all those data points are elements that we use to create accurate lists. And again, these lists get constantly updated as people register. We then prepare the right message. Again, it's personalized. It's your elevator pitch. It's why would somebody want to come visit you at IPPE and come to your booth? We like these messages because it's important information to your target market of attendees. Someone will get a message saying, hey, we have this new product, or we're new to IPPE. They like getting those messages because it's in their wheelhouse of information. We deliver it then at the right time. On the exhibitor invites, that we would encourage to send out in the very near future. When we then talk to people on the targeted marketing, typically we'll do that a couple weeks before the event, and maybe then a follow-up information right before IPPE. Again, the goal is to drive traffic to your booth. We capture all the information from the emails. We know if they go to websites, et cetera, leads then appear in your top prospects report, and that's contact information that's then available to the exhibitors. Our goal is to use this data to create your success. Nate, that's my point. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. You have my email up there. Contact me if you'd like to discuss this, and I'll send out an email probably later today, respond to any questions that you may have. Thank you all.
Thank you, Norm. And again, Norm has worked very closely with us. As you notice, he says he doesn't work for IPPE, but he certainly is supporting what we're doing, and a great resource. And we've been able to get some really good information and trying to make it as useful as possible without sending out one message to everybody, the same one that doesn't have anything to do with what they're coming for. So, thank you.
All right. We have no questions for you, Norm, so we're gonna go on to Robin Hughes.
Thanks.
Good morning. Exhibitor insurance is required by each exhibiting company. The deadline is Friday, January the 6th. You can upload the COI through Map Your Show. There is a tile designated for uploading your insurance, or you can email it to me. I'll be happy to take care of it. Promo codes for your customers. Please contact me for your unique promo code that you can send to your customers so they can register themselves. Really want to help you. If you've got any questions, please contact me, and I'll be happy to walk you through the process to make this as successful and as easy as possible. The deadline for complimentary registrations is January the 6th. Starting on January the 7th, the registration price will be $125 per person. Once again, the Georgia World Congress Center meeting rooms are available during IPPE during the listed days and hours for meetings, breakfast, and lunch, and hospitality after the show. The meeting rooms are $400 per event per day, and they can be reserved on a first come, first served basis. If you'll go to the IPPE website under the exhibitor tab, click on the industry meeting rooms. It will take you to that link, and just fill out the information and you're good to go.
We have a question about registration at discount prices. If you send out an exhibitor invitation, if you send a promo code, that registration is complimentary up until January the 6th. So that, and if someone is coming in that is not invited, the discounted price is $75 for the regular registration. I had one other comment about the invoice. Robin talks about trying to keep get this make it easy for our attendees. We have part of the nexus is we supply a registration company with what we call an alumni list. So if someone goes to our site and puts their first name and last name and email address, as they have as they have used in the past, it fills in all of their information, so they don't have to go through and spend a lot of time redoing everything. We do ask them to change it, but again, we're trying to make it easy. We're gonna provide the promo code that will take them directly, a link that will go directly to the registration page, first name, last name, email address. If they recognize it's coming before, that opens up with their pre-filled information. If not, they go right into straight registration. So, again, we feel like we're in a position where we're making it easy for folks. So again.
In the first box they'll see after they sign in is the marketing code. That's where they'll enter the promo code and make sure that they hit the apply code button, and it'll be listed underneath. That's how they know that it was applied.
All right. No further questions from you, Robin? Ann.
Hello, everyone. It's Ann Sculthorpe, your senior exhibit manager. We're going to talk about exhibitor resources. We have a plethora of those. Just refer to our website, www.ippexpo.org, and look under the exhibitors tab to find the things you need. You'll find links there for the exhibitor manual, also known as the exhibitor kit. In the vendor services section of that kit, you'll find all of our vendor services such as plant and floral, AV rental, booth monitoring, photography, anything that you'll need there in the vendor services section of that manual. We also have the international customs broker if you need that information. Our exhibitor dashboard is available through a login. If you need that login, you can email me or Robin. We'll be happy to send that to you. We have an exhibitor planning calendar posted in the resource there. That gives you all the deadlines and dates that you need for your planning. Once again, exhibitor insurance requirement is also listed there. That is mandatory for all exhibitors. That means from a size 10 by 10 up to our largest booth. If you have a third party setting up and dismantling your booth, we still need your own company's insurance certificate. It's mandatory for all, so please upload that to the dashboard. We will have meeting rooms during show hours. That's known as Customer Connection Center. You'll find a link there on our website. We'll have meeting rooms outside of show hours. That's also known as industry affiliated meeting rooms. You'll find a link there under the exhibitors tab. You'll also find booth display rules. Please look at these rules and make sure you're within the guidelines for heights of your structures, displays, and signs. Next page. To go over some of the important dates from the exhibitor planning calendar, we'll start with November 4th. That's our Tech Talks application deadline. November 11th is you must be an exhibitor by that date to be automatically submitted to the pocket planner that's published for our show. It's nothing you have to do yourself. I will send that information if you're already an exhibitor to the publisher. November 18th is our new product showcase application deadline. November 29th is the lead retrieval advance order. That's through Merits, and you can find lead retrieval information under the vendor services section of the exhibitor manual. Let's see, November 30th is the deadline to be listed as an exhibitor with what in the printed, digital and printed guide for the show. As long as you're an exhibitor by December 1st, we'll submit your information to them for publishing. December 9th, we've extended the final deadline to December 9th for the Department of Commerce Export Interest Catalog. So please see the link under the exhibitor tab of our website for more information on that. December 20th, if you need booth monitoring services above and beyond our regular security on the outside doors, If you want someone monitoring your booth each night or during the day, that deadline for order of that is December 20th. January 3rd is the last day for domestic exhibitors to have their show badges mailed. January 6th is our advance order discount deadline for most of our vendor services listed there. January 6th is also the deadline to submit your EAC form to GES with the proof of insurance. That's your third party that's doing your setup and dismantle on your booth. January 6th is also the deadline to submit your request for variance for your target move in, move out. So if you need a change to that, make sure you get that submitted before January 6th. January 6th is also our exhibitor proof of insurance. Get that insurance certificate submitted into the exhibitor dashboard or email it to Robin Hughes. January 6th, again, is the exhibitor invite program deadline. Make sure you get those out and about with those promo codes so that they can register themselves, because the price will go up January 7th. January 10th, deadline for any low refrigeration rental items. That information is in the vendor services section of the manual. January 13th, again, is the last day for advanced shipments to arrive at the warehouse, so please make note of that. January 23rd is the deadline for the complimentary exhibitor show badge registration. That's for your booth staff. So make sure you get everyone registered before that date. Beginning January 24th, everyone's charged $125, whether they're exhibitor or attendant. Move in. Our target maps are loaded into the exhibitor manual, so please check those for your move in and move out. Just find your booth on those maps, and it's color coded to tell you when those dates are. First targets will begin January 18th at 8 a.m. and they'll continue through Monday, January 23rd. Our exhibitor halls open to exhibitors at 7 a.m. each day. You can come in from 7 a.m. and work in your booth. Our halls close at 6. Exhibits must be set up and ready for inspection Monday, the 23rd, by 6 p.m. Security stations will be set up for our exhibitors without badges to receive wristbands so you can enter into the show halls prior to our registration opening on site. Move out. Our target maps again are posted in our exhibitor kit. Move out begins Thursday, January 26th. At 3 p.m. Make sure all carpets are cleared before this begins. Exhibitors packing up and leaving booths unattended prior to this time will be reported to show management, and violators can lose their priority points. Don't expect return of your empty crates and cartons until 11 p.m. Thursday evening. They're working just as fast as they can go, but not everyone will get their crates by 4 p.m. on close of show. We have close to 1,100 exhibiting companies, and everybody wants to leave at once. Exhibiting halls are open again at 7 every day. Freight movement begins at 8. And the halls close at 6 p.m. except on Thursday, the 26th for move out. Overseas containers will be returned beginning 8 a.m. on Sunday, the 29th, and any remaining freight will be force shipped at 4 p.m. Sunday, no exceptions, and additional charges will be applicable. For basic primary show logistics, Our show management office will once again be in the BC Connector Bridge, and that is located at the higher booth number end of the 6,500 aisle in B Hall, and the high end of the 12,300 aisle in C Hall. Once again, that's the BC Bridge, not BC Hall. All the vendors, vendor services will be in that BC Bridge to help you. GES will also have their service center there. The exhibitor lounge for your meals is open from 11 to 2 each day during show days. And it will be located in, one will be in the BC Bridge on the C Hall side. And the other will be located just above the B3, B4 show hall entry on the level 2 concourse of B building. The meal is $14 and that includes your drink. Customer connection centers, those are the meeting rooms during show hours, will once again be in B206 and in C105, 106. Rental information is now online. If you need assistance, let me know. And I'll also be available on site if you need last minute meeting room. Tech Talks theaters, there's 2 in B Hall and 1 in C Hall. Those are located and promptly labeled on the floor plan. If you have any questions, please let me know. Call me, email me. I'm happy to help, as well as Robin Hughes. Let us know if you have any questions.
If someone needs to purchase insurance, is there a link on the website?
Yes.
On the insurance information on our website, the second page is a company that can assist them with that purchase.
All right, and final question, or reminder that this presentation is recorded and it will be available for review, download. The slide deck will be available for download sometime early next week. I'm not seeing any other questions. So, anything else from any of the or presenters that needs addressing at this point? All right, thank you all for, we got one more that came in. The same one. I'm not exactly sure what a dolly can be used. You're not supposed to come into the lobbies with a terrazzo. I know the C lobby is now carpeted instead of terrazzo, but you need to bring in your stuff through the marshaling yard, through the dock area. If you park your car in one of the decks and bring in, you're not supposed to stop and unload at the front door of the C lobby or the B lobby. If you park in, obviously there's things that are on rollers that the little pop-up booths come in. That's not a problem at all. I wasn't sure if that was intended for to ask about on the show floor or what, but there can be dollies. We don't want dollies that mess up the aisle carpet after it's stretched, and they'll start laying aisle carpet at 6, well, really before they'll start staging it and start putting it out at 6 o'clock at night. There's still a lot of work that goes on at the Congress Center while we're sleeping on Monday night. They get all that aisle carpet laid out. We want them to have a safe workplace too. So, and we don't want to have to go back and restretch. Again, thank you all. Where Adam, the website again is www.ippexpo.org. Put that in your bookmark. If you hadn't been there before, I'll have to say shame on you, but all the information that you need about IPPE and our contact information, everything should be found on the IPPE website. Y'all have a great day. Again, we're 98 days away from seeing first day move-in folks. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We're here to help you provide a great experience for your customers, and we're here at any time to make sure that we can provide that to you. So everyone have a good rest of the week and let us know if we can help. Thank you.